The following course, Owning a Successful Business, is separated into 6 sections covering the most pressing issues for small business owners. In Section 1, you'll learn how to make fundamental choices that lead to business success and that help you balance the demands of business with your desire to live a full life. In Section 2, you'll learn how to understand financial reports, the first step to gaining control of your business. In Section 3, you'll learn the important formulas you can use to analyze these reports, because financial reports tell the story of your business life. In Section 4, you'll learn important steps to take when buying an existing business. In Section 5, you'll learn the fundamentals to starting a new business. And in Section 6, you'll learn systems to use that gain control of your business.
There are hundreds of universities and colleges around the world which have tremendous business programs. But if you're one of the hundreds of thousands of small business owners, these schools won't teach you the most important things about running your business. I'm Joyce Arbick. I'm a small business owner who has owned many businesses, not all of which have succeeded. About half of them didn't. The great thing that has come from my experiences is that it has enabled me to create the Business School of Hard Knocks. At my business school, you'll learn the harsh reality of operating your small business. Business isn't just about a product or a service you deliver. Owning a business will affect your entire life. If you want to succeed in life as well as in business, there are important lessons to learn about how you should run your business. The most disastrous business that I started was Pedigree Porkers, breeding and selling miniature pot-bellied pigs. They were the pet of the future, the yuppie puppy. I traveled as far as 1,200 miles to buy these pigs, and I brought them back to my home. I bought 6 pigs, and I lived in a residential neighborhood on 1/3 of an acre, and these pigs lived in my house. They were litter trained. They're very clean, pigs are. One of the pigs even slept in my closet in my bedroom next to my bed. At that time, I owned a restaurant, and it would close at 2 o'clock at night. I'd get home at 3 or 4 in the morning, and the one thing about the pigs was, when the sun set, they went to sleep. And when the sun rose, they got up and they wanted to eat. Well, I'd get to bed at 3 or 4, and when the sun would rise, all these pigs would line up next to my bed and start oinking for their breakfast. And let me tell you, when you've got these pigs oinking beside your bed, you're not going to stay asleep. The pig business for me was a total failure. It disrupted my life. In the end, I donated the last pigs that I had to a petting zoo. The things that you're going to need to be good at, to become good at if you're not now, and consistently do to make your business successful. You're going to have to learn to structure your day. You're going to have to learn to organize. You're going to have to be good at pre-planning. You're going to have to take time and evaluate your business on a day-to-day or weekly basis after it's up and running a while. If you're not willing to take the time to do these things, don't go into business. Save your money. Put it in the bank. Take a world cruise. You'll get a lot more enjoyment out of it, and you'll get a lot more value from it. And you'll be a lot happier person, and you'll live longer. So you need to set your mind right now, if you're considering going into business, and if you're in business today, I want you to think about it. Are you doing these things? Are you willing to start doing these things? And if you're not, maybe you should look at getting out of business. Business isn't for you. Well-meaning friends. How many times have you talked to someone and you relied on your friend's advice because you trusted them, you've known them, and you know they don't have any intent to cause you harm, so you believed in them. And you went out and you did something based on the information you got from them. And you lost whatever it was you put your money into. Maybe it was the stock market. Maybe you bought a car that they said was such a great deal, and then you found out it was a piece of junk. Well-meaning friends are probably the worst thing you can have in your life. So you want to be sure to do your homework in your business. Remember, the business, you're investing your whole life savings, your time, your dreams, your hopes. You can be just a shell of a person when you come out of a failed business. It's a high price to pay. So if you're going to pay the price, the ultimate price, make sure that your decisions were based on information that you went out and you discovered, and you put the facts to paper and came up with the right conclusions. And then if you fail, you can live with yourself. You'll learn from it. And you'll be able to go on with peace of mind and enjoy the rest of your life, and maybe even come into a better business opportunity from the experience that you gained from the first. You need to know yourself in this business so that you can make a decision of whether you should stay in business or even get into business. I want you to refer in your workbook to the outline, Do You Know Yourself? Family and business together. It's a bad thing. I've been there too. I want you to ask yourself one question before you go into business with family, because no matter what I tell you, you're still going to do whatever it is you want to do. Do you like the way that family member runs their life today? In business, people that have been in business years do not understand how to read or what information they should be getting from an income statement. And yet, that income statement is a financial picture of their business, of how it's done for a period of time. Most people hire a bookkeeper. They pack up their information and they take it off to the bookkeeper. They generate all these reports and they send it back. That person takes that packet of information and they put it in a file in case they ever get it audited. They never pull out that information and review it and analyze it and beat it up to see where they're at and where they're going and if they're getting there. They just go by what they think. And we know perceptions aren't reality. They are our reality, though. But it might not be your reality in business when you go out. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that you all understand the importance of an income statement. And I want to make sure you understand how to use an income statement and why you need to use it. A balance sheet. What is a balance sheet? A balance sheet is just going to tell you, basically, when it's all done, is what your business is worth. Why is it important? Well, you'd expect after you've been in business a while that it's going to be worth more than what it was when you started. This is a track record. It's showing you your progress down that road, how you did. It's for a specific day and time. It says on this day that we are worth this much. Now tomorrow could be a different story. But today, this is the way our financial picture looked. It's a picture. It's a snapshot in time of your financial worth, your business. How do you plan on marketing this product or service? What do you have to offer the customer that's going to bring them to you and not to your competitor? There are so many businesses out there. I don't know of any business myself that is unique. If you find it, then you've got it made. But chances are you don't have found it. So you need to know, what does your competitor have? The other thing in business you want to realize, it's not how much money that your business is generating, how much is passing through your hand. It's how much you're putting in your pocket that counts. How much you're going to take home. How much you're going to put in your bank account. You can get so caught up turning money and running like a chicken with your head cut off that you lose control of the finances and things going on around you, that you're losing more than you're gaining. We're going to go to Formula 4 to calculate the gross profit on the above examples that I've given you. And remember, gross profit is the money that you're going to have left over after you pay for the product. That's the money you're going to have to pay your bills. This is a critical item. All these are critical. You need to feel comfortable with the terms and understanding what they mean and how to use them. Cannot stress this enough. Force yourself past that point to the comfort level. You're looking at your income statements over a period of time, you're comparing them, and you see that you're spending 0.5% on office supplies, and it's gone along here for a year or so at 0.5%, and all of a sudden it jumps to 1%. That should raise a red flag. What's changed to make that office supply double? And we tend not to give it value because it's such a small amount of money. But you know, a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here adds up to an awful lot of money at the end of the year. These are the kind of judgment calls you can make. This is why it's so important that your time is spent in your financial calculations and evaluations and projections. Standing in there side by side with your employee, shoulder to shoulder, doing the work of the employee is not growing your business. You need to keep your hand on the pulse, but you must also give the time and attention to those analyses. I can't stress that so many people just are afraid of these. They're not comfortable with them. And so they'd rather do this over here. They feel that they're accomplishing something. Then they don't have to face this. You need to break through that barrier. You need to become so comfortable with these formulas. They will save you not only money, but time, stress, energy. And now that you know what it costs you and how much you can sell it for, you're going to figure your gross profit margin, your percentage of profit, using the calculations we went over. And then once you've figured that price, I want you to sit down and figure out how many individual sales you're going to have to need to do to make that money in a month or a week, whatever you're basing it on. Because you need, even if you're not been in business, you need to have a projected amount that you expect each customer to spend on a sale. Whether it's in a restaurant, a tabletop before, whether it's in the construction industry, you know a projected amount that you expect the customer to spend. And it's your goal to get them to reach that amount. And you have to have sales techniques to do it. So you need to have that amount. And once you have that amount, you can then take and figure out how many customers a month it's going to take you to make that amount of sales based on them each spending X amount of money. How many per day? How many per hour? And then ask yourself, is it realistic? Are you being realistic? Did you figure you need 3,000 customers a day? Or did you figure 50 customers a day? Is it realistic? How difficult is it going to be for you to reach this goal? And most important, how are you going to make it happen? How are you going to get those customers? And this is what these calculations can do for you. They can allow you to sit down and put it into a smaller picture so you can look at it and say, man, if I need 500 customers, this ain't going to happen. Or I need 10 customers. This sounds easy. I can do that. I can't answer those questions. Every business is unique. It's individual. Only you can answer the question. Because it's like the stock market. You put your money in, you might not get your money out. Don't depend on anyone else to have the answers. It's your money, You make the decision. It's a lot easier to live with yourself later when you've made these decisions knowing they were based on good, factual information. You don't beat yourself up. You go on, you've learned from it, and you come out a much wiser person. And you use that knowledge. Knowledge is power. And you paid a price for it. You'll use it in the future. You will do things in your business life that you would never have imagined you would do. Let's hope it's never called upon you. But I'm going to give you an example. Have you read in the paper people that the IRS are after? Someone in a restaurant serving minors beer. Someone getting themselves kicked out of a bank for floating money between bank accounts. All these people were not bad people. They just became desperate people for survival. And if you don't do the things I've showed you, you could be one of these people. Get your structure in your business. It's going to give you a quality of life. It's going to give you a freedom so that you can go away from your business and know that it's still going to run. Take your family on a vacation. Take a week cruise where you don't have a telephone to call every 10 minutes back to check on things. They can't get a hold of you. They know what to do. Trust in your people, but give them the tools that they need to do the job. If you're going to be a business owner, you need to have a comfort level when working with these formulas, when doing analysis and projections. And if you can overcome, I don't know, I guess it's an irrational dislike of these type of things for most people, you are going to then have the chance to really have that successful business. Remember, upwards of 90% of businesses fail in the first year. And when you look at all these things that people aren't doing, and if they just took a little bit of time, you could see that we could start to decrease those numbers. At the very least, we can minimize their losses and allow them to have enough dreams left to try another business that might be 10 times more successful than the first. Next thing we want to talk about are the things that you want to get from the seller if you're serious about the business. Let's say you've got that first bit of information. At this point, I want to ask the audience if they have any remarks they'd like to add or any questions they'd like to ask.
I just wanted to add, I was in the health club business for 10 to 15 years. I worked in management. I went into businesses that were failing. And one of the biggest reasons for their success was because we put together operations and training manuals for systems and procedures that we utilized in the business. We trained the employees in how to use them. All of a sudden, all of the aspects of the business that needed to be attended to were attended to efficiently, effectively. The service that we provided, the product that we offered became more available, more saleable, and it just made all the difference in the world to turning a failing business into a successful business.
Thank you for sharing that with us. After you've set up your bookkeeping system, you've decided on a name, now you're ready to decide on your business structure. In what capacity you're going to operate this business? As a sole proprietorship? As a partnership? As a corporation? As a limited liability corporation? And there's many other structures. These are the main four that are used today. And you need to be familiar with the advantages, disadvantages of either one, all of them, so that you can decide which one is appropriate for you. I was audited. When I was audited, it was 1 year of one corporation, and I had two corporations. They end up auditing that one corporation for 3 years, my other corporation for 3 years, and my personal return, me personally, for 5 years. You want to talk about a nightmare? And I want to tell you about the audit and how it works You need to understand the mechanics of an audit. Do your homework. Don't assume the other person did. I think people get into business, they say, oh, this person's doing great, I'm just going to do what he does, and he did the same thing before him and before him, so nobody takes the time to learn. And that's why we have such a high rate of failure. I created the Business School of Hard Knocks and wrote this course, Living and Working Successfully in Business, to help people, to help you in your business. Not to make the same mistakes I made in my 20 years in business. The mistakes I made as I look back are just unbelievable. The stupid things I did. And I worked so hard. And as I consulted through the years, the other people that I seen, them making mistakes that were just unbelievable as you just stop and look back. But you know, when you don't have a guideline to start with, you've got to start and work the School of Hard Knocks. It would help so much to have that roadmap. Instead of starting at the bottom of the learning curve, you're starting 3/4 up. It increases your chance for success, to have fun in life as you're going along with it. Decreases the chances of losing everything you work for, destroying your families, keeping your health. And that's what's so good about this course. It's going to help you. It's going to help you learn from the mistakes that others made. These are mistakes we made as we worked hard. We're very intelligent people, just like you. We didn't just go off the wall and do crazy things. We thought about it. We researched it. We did the best we could do with the information we had. The only problem was the information that we needed wasn't really out there. There was no place to get it. So we were pioneers. We went out and we found it and developed it ourselves, and at a very high cost. And we can help you avoid this cost.